As a young girl, I can remember my life being revolved around rivers and the community that is built around them. This is a story about my injury in whitewater kayaking and how it has altered my life and my plan for myself in my career path, and how now I want to be a lawyer and go to law school. As long as I can remember, my life has involved rivers and the community that is built around them. My father caught the bug that is whitewater kayaking when I was just 6 months old, and thus the tradition began. I spent every summer since 1994 in the beautiful mountains of North Carolina and in the riverbed of the Nantahala River. I can remember watching my brother and sister go through the kids' camp weeks, where the wonderful instructors of the Nantahala Outdoor Center would devote a week to teaching kids the importance and the beauty that is whitewater kayaking. From the age of 9, I fought the instinctual fear behind this sport. I wanted to love it just as much as my sister Maddie did. I wanted to run the big stuff with the big guys. There's this phrase that kayakers live by: if you can't spit, don't go. Meaning that if you're so nervous you can't swallow, you're too nervous to run the rapid. By the time I was 14, I felt that I had conquered the better half of that fear, and I was willing and ready to further limits within this sport. I spent the majority of my free time traveling to North Carolina, in the pool or lake practicing, watching videos, and falling in love with all that whitewater kayaking had to offer. I was fortunate enough to be one of the 8 chosen for the original NOC youth paddling team. This team spent time traveling and bettering ourselves on and off the water to be the best guides to everyone in the kayaking community. We all worked toward the same goals, being the best kayaker and person we could possibly be. We were lucky enough to have the best coaches that were in the business, who trained us to be leaders in medicine and safety, and whom showed us the most fun in every aspect of life. We traveled all over the Southeast and the Dominican Republic, spreading the love for the outdoors and kayaking, paddling new rivers, and having the time of our lives. In the summer of 2011, I was spending the week on my favorite river, the Ocoee, with my best friend Anne-Marie and one of our coaches, Andrew. I'd run this river probably 50 times, and I knew the lines to every rapid. Well, that was my problem. I was comfortable, and I forgot the power that is the current. The rapid is called Flipper, and for good reason. I spent what felt like an eternity inside this rapid, being worked and flipped, and in my diligence to fight the river, that is when I lost. I heard it, I felt it all the way to my feet, and then I could hardly feel anything at all. My shoulder had dislocated and my labrum had torn. I recall feeling like everything I'd worked for was gone. Although I attempted to heal, I was never the same boater again. I could never beat the fear quite the same again. I was sitting on a rock next to my coach, John Clark, on the Yaca del Norte in the Dominican Republic, and he said to me, "If this is not it for you, don't do it. Kayaking is not about that. It's all about loving every minute of it. This life is way too good to be spending it doing something you don't love." John passed away this past March in a tragic accident, but that lives on with me every day. Whitewater kayaking was my whole life for a while, but there's life after it too. There are dreams I did not know I had, because I had to move on. Law school and being the top of my class were never goals before my injury. Today, I have a different path from the one I had at 16. But this path is lined with success, and I truly believe that it is because of what whitewater kayaking has given me.